It's the third day of Holy Week, and we're going to learn more about the season of Lent.
And the Water and Sewerage Corporation is going monthly. Catch the details straight ahead.
Plus, a mentorship program has been launched, pushing young women into leadership.
And coming up in sports, Carifta track team members getting their final practice sessions in just ahead of the big meet.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight. Access now.
We're still at the top of Holy Week, Marlena.
We are, and tonight we're exploring Lent with a priest, so that should be interesting.
So let's get started. Let's take a dive right into the news, shall we? A few days left to go, rather, in the season of Lent. So the big question is, did you sacrifice something you love to do, or did you take on something you would normally not do? Either way, this holy season is coming to a close. For those who really don't know what Lent is about, Arnika Bannister has the details.
What is Lent? Lent is a 40-day season of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving that begins on Ash Wednesday and ends at sundown on Holy Thursday. It's a period of preparation to celebrate the Lord's resurrection at Easter. Now, many know of the tradition of abstaining from meat on Fridays during Lent, but we are also called to practice self-discipline and fast in other ways throughout the season. We spoke with Dr. Carlos Reed, and he tells us why we give up such luxuries of the flesh for Lent.
I believe that when we look at what Christ gave up, he gave something that hurt, and that's what we should do. You know, we should, if we're going to give up some things, give up those things like what we feel we can't do without. Like take, for instance, give up your cell phone. No cell phone for 40 days. How much people you think will be able to do that? That's a sacrifice, and I believe that people choose what they want. The reality is that God wants us to give our heart, not so much like the things that we do, because once we give our heart, the treasures come after that, because the Bible teaches us that where a man's heart is, that's where his treasure gonna be. But most people today, we try to hold on to our heart, but we give the things, but we feel that we could be able to live without.
Lent is more than just a season of sacrifice. It is a time of reflection, growth, and spiritual renewal. Whether through fasting, prayer, or acts of kindness, it is an invitation to reconnect with what truly matters. Wishing you and your family a meaningful and transformative Easter. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Arnika Bannister.
Thanks, Arnika. Well, modernization, transparency, and early detections of leaks. That's what the Water and Sewerage Corporation is promising with its $16 million new meter and monthly billing project for its 65,000 customers. Already 4,000 customers have new meters installed. Senior Manager Montgomery Miller explains.
The objective of this plan for 2025 is to replace 25,000 of the mechanical meters in New Providence by the end of 2025, an additional 10,000 of the same meters in the Family Islands by the end of 2025, with an overall goal at the end of 2026 to complete the project of replacing all 65,000 meters throughout the entire Bahamas.
General Manager Robert Deal says quarterly billing will be phased out and all customers will be billed monthly going forward.
The challenge with quarterly billing is that the customer can have a leak running for almost 90 days before they find the leak, see the leak, or become aware of the leak and address it. With monthly billing, we expect that this process will happen much quicker. And also with respect to, and very importantly, with respect to the smart meters, these smart meters are equipped with alarms or sensors that will alert us and alert the customer that they have a leak, an internal leak, and prompt them to address it. So this is going to be revolutionary in terms of improving our customer experience.
An 8-week course launched in the capital targeting women in need of leadership, a spirit of independence, confidence, and impact. The launch held at the Edmund Moxie Center, where a spouse of the Prime Minister, Anne-Marie Davis, encouraged facilitators to think big.
As Sewell retreats to their discussions to expand the objectives and the requirements towards gender equality and issues focusing on women in Parliament, I congratulate you, my dear, on intentionally moving towards this agenda.
Chairwoman and former Senator Robin Lyne says the program is a new avenue for female excellence comparable to the suffragette movement.
In order for us to understand where women are going or where we should be going, it needs to be anchored in where we've come from. I think the suffragette movement, it really cements, to me, and it acts and serves as a catalyst for women really entering into political spaces and leadership spaces. Prior to that, women were more ornamental. It is an immersive training program for women and girls aged 15 to 30 years old. Of course, we have a couple a little older than that, but it is really a response to what we call a cry for mentorship, for training for young women.
Well, a group of eager young adults look to make the most of their shot at their careers of choice after completing their 14-week certifications within the National Training Agency. Danielle Dean has the details in this report.
From a combination of National Training Agency cohorts, paid a worthwhile visit to the Gladstone Road building again today for a chance to show off their skills. The Royal Caribbean Group was the single company at NTA's job fair this morning. According to senior recruiter for private destinations, Paul Moxie Jr., the fact they were the only company present didn't mean any less opportunities for graduates.
Island experience manager, operations manager, some leads like guest services. And so we're looking to bring on as many qualified BAMs as possible for both Coco Key as well as our Royal Beach Club Paradise Island that's opening up in December 2025.
Cohort 8 alum Ashley Forbes has been in similar working environments, including an Exuma hotel. But she says this opportunity comes with even better selling points.
It's the same thing as it's still in hospitality. It's just on the water rather than at the bay. Right? It's like more, I want to venture out rather than be in one spot.
I was looking for the exposure aspect, and going on a cruise ship type environment basically would help me in a sense, because I am multifaceted in the sense where I have seamanship experience.
Executive Director Bridget Ferguson, immensely proud of the group of young adults who are looking to make something of themselves.
We know that they are ready for the opportunities that abound at the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. So we're very thankful to our partner for providing this opportunity for our trainees. Just later this week, there'll be another opportunity, and we are at the table now in discussion with more partners, employers who are looking for talent, because we know they have come through our hands, they are ready.
The resounding message, when all is said and done, according to Ferguson, the National Training Agency is a second chance for high school graduates. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, still to come, Father D'Angelo Bo joins us tonight. We're talking about Holy Week. Stay close.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
Alive Business is giving you a chance to win a brand new office suite, compliments of custom computers, Boss, Huawei, and Royal Bank of Canada. It's simple. Just pay your Alive bill on time and keep your account current, or sign up for Alive Business Fiber. Boost productivity, enhance your office space, and take your business to the next level. Don't miss out. Stay connected, stay current, and you could be the big winner. For more information, call the experts at 242-601-8911.
Nassau, get ready! You Be Fit Fun Run Walk Bike Skate Push Race Weekend is coming! April 25th through the 27th. Complete your 5K, 10K, or 15K virtually. Or join the big race at the Oaksfield campus on Saturday, April 26th at 6 a.m. Form a team and register at Chapter 1 Bookstore or online at ubfit.ub.edu.bs. Thanks to our title sponsor, Doctors Hospital Health System. Platinum sponsor, Baker Tilly. Gold sponsors, Island Law, Commonwealth Bank, and Fidelity Bank. Bronze sponsor, Shell Western Supply and Trading Limited. Additional sponsors include Deloitte, J.S. Johnson, BWA, Commonwealth Fury Limited, Nassau Agencies, Bahamas First, NUA, Caribbean Bottling Company, John Bull, Thompson Trading, Leno, Walk-In Clinic, Clinic in BTC. You Be Fit Year 8. Saturday, April 26th. For more info, call 424-8887.
Welcome back. You're looking at a live shot of the Bahamas Power and Light plant site at Clifton Pier during a beautiful sunset. Drone pilot Neville Smith took care of us with that tonight. Merci beaucoup, monsieur. Well, it's time for us to take a trip down to Mayaguana.
Well, Mayaguana celebrates 185 years of policing with a month of activities to include a national walkabout. The activities will honor the dedicated service of the police to the Bahamian people. The theme of the celebration is 185 years of courage, integrity, and loyalty. Mayaguana is the most eastern island in the Bahamas. Malena?
Well, kudos to the residents of Mayaguana. Well, tonight we continue with our observance of Holy Week. Rector of the Most Holy Trinity Anglican Church, Father D'Angelo Bo, joins us tonight to talk about the events of Holy Week. Welcome to Access Now.
Thank you, Melina.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Father Bo?
Father D'Angelo Bo, Rector of Church of the Most Holy Trinity in Stapleton Gardens. Descendant of Long Island, where I grew up in Holy Cross and St. Athanasius Church. And my ministry has expanded from Grand Bahama in the north, Sweeten Ski. And I've grew up on the island, serving, working in the church.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, we're almost at the end of the season of Lent. Can you tell, in a nutshell, what is Lent?
Lent is the most penitential season in our churches here that we know lasts for 40 days, not including the Sundays. We start with Ash Wednesday with the imposition of ashes, and we end on Holy Saturday. And it is a period of intensified prayer, fasting, and also almsgiving that we encourage our members to get into during this time.
Amazing. Now, we just had Palm Sunday. Can you
Yes.
tell us a little bit about that tradition?
Palm Sunday, it's the reenactment and the observance of when Jesus made his triumphal entry into Jerusalem. And so most of our churches, you will find, are having outdoor processions of witness with the marching bands and persons waving palm branches just through the streets, bearing witness to the fact that we believe that Jesus Christ is indeed Lord. And so on Sunday past, many churches, Anglicans, Catholics, and many other denominations would have been in their communities bearing witness on Palm Sunday.
Amazing. Now, in a couple of days, we have Maundy Thursday, which is a very intricate part of Holy Week, but a lot of people don't understand what goes into it. Can you explain that?
Well, Monday, Thursday, it is the day when we have the Last Supper. And during that time, it is when Jesus washed the feet of his disciples. And so a lot of people look forward to the Monday, Thursday liturgy, where they come to have their feet washed. And at the end of the service, we have the stripping of the altar in preparation for the Good Friday liturgy, where everything that seeks to bring beauty to the church is removed. And so we have a stripping of everything at the end of the service in preparation, where the church is laid bare. Showing of everything being taken away from Christ before he is crucified.
And then we have Good Friday wrapping up the week. Now, most of us know what happened on Good Friday, but in your own words, can you tell us what happened and how it's remembered in the church?
Well, there are many different traditions that people employ to observe Good Friday. For us, we begin with the Stations of the Cross, where we walk what is considered the last mile of Jesus' life, and the different stages where he fell under the weight of the cross, to be reminded of the burdens that life brings, and even sin that weigh us down, and that through his sacrifice, salvation, redemption from sin, death, and the grave has been offered and given to all of God's people. And so we go through the full liturgy as a reminder and to bring to our people's hearts and their minds what it is that God done for us. As it states in John 3:16, for God so loved that he gave, and ultimately by way of his son's life on the cross. And so we go through the entire liturgy on Good Friday to bring our people into that reality that still is so meaningful in their lives today.
Amazing. Well put. Now, I think I heard you mention a Holy Saturday earlier.
Yes.
Can you tell us about Holy
Now, as stated earlier, Holy Saturday brings Lent to its conclusion. And it is the lighting of the new fire, where we celebrate the first part of the celebration of Jesus' resurrection. And so on Holy Saturday, the liturgy begins just as the sun sets and you have the lighting of the new fire. The church is in complete darkness, and the members from the first fire, the Paschal candle is lit, and everyone's candles lit from that Paschal candle to dawn the waking of Christ from the grave. And so we have some churches do it Sunday morning, just as the sun is about to rise, and some do the Holy Saturday liturgy on the eve of. Yeah.
Amazing. And then, of course, there's Easter Day. So how is that celebrated?
Oh, well, it is a wonderful, wonderful celebration. Everyone is going to be in full regalia, fully dressed. All the decorations, all the drapings and trappings of the church are returned that would have been stripped away on Holy Thursday. And it's the church's liturgy at its highest. It is the queen of all feasts in our church's calendar year. And so it is one of those feast days when we see the highest rate of attendance next to New Year's. We always think that something extraordinary is going to happen when the New Year turns in. But Easter Sunday, families turn out together. Everyone wants to return to their home church to worship, and then there's just family lunches thereafter. All the choirs with the descants and everything is going to be at its best on Easter Sunday.
Amazing. Well,
Yes.
Father Bo, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure hosting you this evening.
Thank you.
We hope we get to see you next year, next Lent season.
Yes.
But as for us, let's take a look at what's coming up in sports.
The Carifta track team getting in their final practice sessions just ahead of Trinidad. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Hi, Phil Swift here for the Flex Seal family of flood protection products. Our flood protection products are specifically designed to work together in order to create multiple layers of super strong protection. All these windows, doors, seams, and openings have all been sealed up tight. Now there's a new way to protect your home or business from damaging floodwaters. Get the removable Flex Seal family of flood protection products.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. Bahamas' Carifta track and field team gearing up for Trinidad and getting in their final series of practice sessions over at the Old Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Our Eugene Stewart caught up with a few medal hopefuls just ahead of competition.
Well, with just a few hours to go ahead of competition, Team Bahamas hosting their official team practice yesterday at the Old Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. Members of the team speaking on their post-practice performance after day one.
I actually feeling good, to be honest. I came out there to sharpen up some of my faults, my weaknesses, so when I go there, I can be able to come back with a gold medal. Training gets intense when it comes down to Carifta, because BAISS isn't as intense because now you're on a world stage with different countries, the best of the best, so you have to come with your A game.
Members also reflecting on what it means to wear the nation's flag with pride.
I just want to thank God that He brought me this far. Today showed me that I could come out to Carifta and do good. I just have to execute and trust myself and my coach. Having your country and community come to support you is always a blessing, you know. Everyone coming out to watch everyone execute, run the races. And whether you don't make the final, you come third, fourth, first, it's always a celebration. So just knowing that positive energy is behind me, it feels good coming to Carifta.
Team Bahamas is set to jet on Thursday, April 17th, with competition set to begin on Saturday. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Eugene Stewart.
And that's my look at your sports on this Tuesday. A check on weather when we return.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
Strong family bonds provide a crucial support system, often filling the gaps that might otherwise lead to reliance on social assistance.
If we get the family structure support system right, you won't see adult children willingly putting their parents in senior citizens' homes. You won't see anyone putting children up for adoption. We should be the safety net for when the family begins to have some challenges.
Addressing the root causes of dependency is essential, as our goal is to shift the focus from merely providing aid to fostering self-reliance.
We must be prepared to move persons from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment. And I'm asking the public to join us on this journey.
This has been the Heartbeat Brief, an inside look at the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protecting life and health with our training throughout the years. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas. Community farming for food security. Climate programs suited for our island country. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas.
This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
It's time now for your Access Weather Forecast, and we have a trophy near the extreme southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands, and that is triggering a few showers in that part of the forecast area. Elsewhere, high pressure remain in control, but there is a weak and dry front system that will make its way through the area tomorrow practically unnoticed because of its dry nature. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live Business, where we bulk up your business. For all areas, winds are going to be light and variable with flat seas, high tide at 10:24 tonight, and then tomorrow in the northwestern islands, the winds become northwest behind that frontal system. Speeds around 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Now, the high tide tomorrow, that will take place at 10:38 in the morning with the low tide at 4:38 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands, the winds once again will be light and variable with flat seas. And on Thursday in the northwestern islands, those winds continue to rotate clockwise, becoming northeast, increasing in speeds 12 to 18 knots. So we'll post a caution flag for the northwest Bahamas on Thursday. As those wave heights going to be a bit on the choppy side, around 3 to 6 feet. Now, the high tide on Thursday, that will take place at 11:16 in the morning with a low tide at 5:16 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands, also a northeast component, not as strong, 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
You're all over the town, you're chasing down every crack and crevice you own. You're all over the place, you're trying to roam. You're living a sweet thing at home. I don't care if you live in life with the key, if you live in town, this thing don't discriminate. I want you to know when come round, don't wear a frown when you're raining on your parade.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for full weather update. LaDawn and Melina.
Thanks a lot, Basil. It's Holy Week. Interesting interview with Father Bo, Malena.
Indeed it was. There's so much information coming out about the stories and the interviews about Holy Week at Journey to the Cross.
But we're now going to swing things over to Matea Cunningham, and let's talk socials.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Matea, and welcome back to Let's Talk Socials, your go-to spot for what's trending online with a little local flair. Easter break is officially in full swing, and while students are hyped to be out of the classroom, no one is breathing a bigger sigh of relief than the teachers. After months of juggling lesson plans, grading assignments, and keeping classrooms in order, they've more than earned this well-deserved pause. Today, we're spotlighting one teacher in particular who's capturing exactly how educators across the country are feeling. She goes by Mrs. B on TikTok with the handle Sheba_242, a proud Bahamian-bred Abaco gal and passionate math educator. Mrs. B uses her platforms to share fun, wholesome, and often hilarious content about the life of a teacher. And when it comes to Easter break, her reaction is so relatable it had to be shared. Check out this video that perfectly sums up teacher joy during this season.
Oh, Jesus, 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 Jesus. Jesus, 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 Jesus. Oi, oi, oi.
Well, someone is definitely relieved for a break, I'll say. What do you think? Is this reaction valid? I think we can all appreciate a day or two to break and celebrate the beauty of the Easter holidays, yes? Well, that's all for today. My name is Matea, and this has been Let's Talk Holy Socials.
Matea, well, that does it for Access Now for this Holy Tuesday.
Make sure you join us again tomorrow night at 7:30.
Good night, everybody.
At Harold One, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.